Going on, pumpkin people? This is the time of year where I get a ton of messages and I get a ton of questions. How do you grow a giant pumpkin? In this video, I'm going to summarize 5 really important things that you need to be doing to get something like this and have the biggest pumpkin in your neighborhood. I classify a giant pumpkin as anything over 500 pounds. I'd say that should be considered a giant. So I've been growing for a few years now, and I've learned a lot of things along the way, trial and error, and I've talked to a lot of growers. They give me a lot of tips and tricks and what they're doing, and I'm going to share with you basically a hybrid version of what you need to be doing to have a pumpkin like this and next fall. So the best time to start planning for next year is now. So this is gonna be our first tip, is gonna be get yourself a giant pumpkin seed. Yes, it may sound silly, but if you go to the big box store and you buy, Big Mac giant pumpkins, they're not gonna grow this big. This seed I planted is genetically made to get this big. Now you're asking, where do I get these seeds? So I do offer seeds for sale for a pretty reasonable price. I'm not making a fortune off those seeds. It's literally just to cover my costs and just to contribute to the hobby, really. So you can go to my website and purchase some seeds from me, and those will have plenty enough genetic power to grow a pumpkin this big and or bigger. So get yourself some seeds, join a club, reach out to other local growers. Some growers will give you to them for free. But definitely get yourself a giant pumpkin seed. Number two, I'm gonna say fertilizing and watering. I'm gonna lump those two together because you need both of those to make a pumpkin. A pumpkin is about 80% water, so you got to be dedicated to watering the pumpkin when there's dry conditions. I'm not saying every day, you gotta water at least 4 times a week. Get some water on that plant, and you'll have some great success. And your fertilizing program doesn't have to be crazy. You can use Miracle-Gro, you can use simple 10-10-10 water soluble, about once a week, if not maybe every day or every time you're watering your pumpkin. Throw some fertilizer on it. They're hungry plants, they take up a lot of nutrients, so fertilizing and watering program is definitely what you're going to want to be doing. Number three, I'm going to say soil. So if you have bad soil, you're not going to grow a giant pumpkin. Get yourself a soil test. That's something I did in the past couple of years, and my weights have gone up substantially. You'll hear from every grower you talk to, get a soil test, get a soil test, get a soil test. I use Western Laboratories for my soil samples. It's really informative and easy to interpret the results that you get, or you can send them to a grower. Find a mentor, and some growers will help you out reading those soil reports to help amend your soil. Get your soil test done in the fall or the spring, and you have some great success there. So that's number 3. Number 4, I'm going to say pesticide and critters, we'll call them. Pesticide and critters. So you're going to put some simple pesticides down, some Tall Star with Biofin. You need to take care of those cucumber beetles. They spread some serious, crazy diseases to your plants. They come out in June. And then I think it's east of the Rockies or Mississippi, I think the squash vine borer, they will take you out within the first week of July, so that's what you're going to use the metocloprid for. So research those 2 things, Biofin and metocloprid. Those will take care of a broad spectrum of the pests that are going to wipe out your plant. So that's something definitely you want to consider, is using some pesticides. And I said critters, you got to be careful of woodchucks. Woodchucks will destroy your plant. You'll have a 20-foot long vine, and you'll come out one day, you're gonna have no leaves left. Those guys are hungry animals, we'll call them. So woodchucks are a problem. If you can trap them, relocate them, or any other methods you desire, but you got to get rid of the woodchucks. And then sometimes if you live in a place with a lot of deer do like giant pumpkins too. So if you can have a little fence around your giant pumpkin patch, that'd be great. Just help minimize the risk of a deer coming by and nibbling on your leaves and taking a bite out of your giant pumpkin. So I'd say that's another big one I'm going to lump together in number 4. And I think for the 5th and final thing that you really need to be doing, so I'm going to go with, it's a toss-up between fungicide and space for me. I'd say space is a big one. If you can dedicate even a 20 by 6 area, I mean, that's, I don't know, about 150 square feet. Don't check my math on that, but 20 by 6 area, you can grow a big pumpkin. If you put your seed in the middle of your lawn and the vines are not be able to root into your soil, you're not going to get a giant pumpkin. Dedicate some space to that giant pumpkin and you'll be surprised how better your plant's going to be. So I say a 20 by 6 at a minimum, a 25 by 25 if you really want to be competitive and grow well over 1,000 pounder. I think that's what you need to be doing, 600, 700, 800 square feet and up. So the bigger your plant, the bigger your fruit's going to be. So always remember that too. So the bigger you can grow these plants, the bigger that fruit's going to be. If you have a small plant and the leaves are very small and it's just, you're not going to grow a 600 pound or 500 pound pumpkin. It's going to be very, very difficult. But for those 5 things right there, anybody can grow these with basic gardening skills. Controlling your weeds, pesticides, your soil, just tending to it every couple days, you know, putting some water on it, putting your fertilizer down, you can grow a giant pumpkin. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, reach out, check out the rest of my videos on YouTube. I appreciate the support so far. And if you need a giant pumpkin seed, look at my store. It's in my bio. I'll put the link in the description of this video. It's free shipping for the seeds once you purchase them through me, or you reach out to any other grower. Wow Organic Wonder has some awesome seeds, but definitely get yourself a giant pumpkin seed, good soil, pesticides, the woodchucks, and some good space. You can grow yourself a giant pumpkin. This will be you next fall. So thanks again, everybody, and until next time, grow 'em big.